Hello everyone, I'm the Peculiar Pisces and welcome to my channel. Today is Wednesday, May 1st, 2024, and I'm back. Last week I didn't do a video because I got my cast off. This is where the surgery site was. I'm still wearing the steri strips. I got my cast off and I didn't do any stitching, so there was, no reason to do a video. This week it's a little different. I didn't have any stitching done on my main project, but I did have a brand new start this week, well, last week, because of my trip back home to Pennsylvania to visit my family. I decided I didn't want to take any of my main projects because I didn't want anything to happen. I didn't want TSA to confiscate my scissors. I didn't want anything to get broken. I didn't want anything to get lost. I didn't want anything to get damaged. These are my four main projects, and the goal is to be able to enter them into the fair. However, it's May 1st, and I'm not done with any of them. Realistically, I should be taking them to the framers to get them done in time to be able to submit them. I don't think that these four projects are going to get done for this year's fair, and that's okay. I do have a backup to enter. I believe I showed it the last time that I was in. However, once I get it framed, I'll show it one last time before I enter it to the fair, and I will keep plugging along on these, and they will be next year's fair entries, which is perfectly okay. I'm not mad that I didn't meet my goal, but I'm not overly happy either. But what can I do? I had a surgery that kind of took me out of it, and it is what it is. So with that said, let me show you my four projects, where they were. There has been no updates on them. And this will just be like a refresher so that when I post a video next week, there will be something done. So my first project, my main project, my Teresa Wentzler, the castle, which is this one right here, on the cover of the Best of the Fantasy Collection, Volume 1. Because of the different categories for the fair, there's a 14 to 18 count category, and then I can't remember if it's 20 and up or 22 and up. And then Blackwork has its own category, a sampler has its own category, and a different fair because there's two going on. But this is my Teresa Wentzler, the castle, so far. It is on 16 count Aida that I hand dyed myself. And this is where I am. I mean, I'm almost done with this section. This one I might be able to get done in time, but I'm not sure if I'd be able to get it back from the framer in time. Again, there was nothing done on this. This is the last that you saw it. Nothing has been completed. So that is supposed to be for the 14 to 18 count category. And then this is my Blackwork or sampler. In this case, it is a Blackwork. It is by Practical Blackwork, and it is called Pentecost. Give me just a moment. Sorry, the dog decided she wanted to come back in. So this is Pentecost by Practical Blackwork. And again, there have been no new progress on this one This is just kind of a refresher. This is on 18 count Aida that I hand dyed myself. Blackwork is its own separate category in the county fair, so being that it's the same count as the other category, I wouldn't be competing with myself because Blackwork is its own separate category. So I just need to finish this section out here, and then I'll be halfway finished with this. As quickly as this goes, I still don't think I'll get this one done in time for this year's fair either. And then project 3 is Fae Risque by Heaven and Earth Designs, by the artist Amy Brown. I am not doing it in the called for colors. Red's just not my color. I'm doing my own blue conversion. This is what I printed out of Pattern Keeper. And just grab this really quick. Okay, so again, no progress. This is just a refresher to remind everybody what my 4 main projects are. This is done on 22 count. I thought it was Aida, but I'm pretty sure it's a hardinger. I don't think Aida comes in 22 count. I think it's hardingers that's 22. So I believe this is a 22 count hardinger that I hand dyed myself, and I was trying to match the background of the picture because I got the no background version. And then project number 4 is my stash piece. And it's a Plaid Bucilla kit. Donna Dewberry is the artist, and the pattern is called Hummingbird and Floral. And there has been no progress on this one since the last time I showed it as well. Okay, so that's a refresher of my flow. And this is 14 count Aida that I purchased from Michael's Craft Store. It's the Charles Craft brand. I hand dyed it myself with 2 colors of the blue, the aquamarine and like the navy, but like you really can't see the color subtleties in this. Okay, so that's my 4 main projects that I did not get to work on because of having this surgery and waiting to get my cast off. And so knowing that I had a trip coming up that I was going to be on a somewhat long flight, I went through my stash and decided that I was going to work on something that wasn't one of my main projects and that I would kit it up. And so I started going through my stuff and hang on. Here's the picture. Oh, see, I think I did leave something in Pennsylvania. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. So what I did is I went through all of my pieces, my kits, my patterns, and everything that I had. And ultimately, I ended up not picking a kit. I picked a pattern that I had gotten I actually believe that I talked about these in one of my other videos, but I gotten these off of the Facebook Marketplace, and somebody was selling a bunch of cross stitch stuff and lavender and lace um, patterns. So I chose to do, it's called Lady of the Thread. And what I did, knowing that I was going to be going on an airplane, I decided I was kind of going to do this like minimalist style. So I decided I'm going to stitch in hand. I'm not going to take any scissors with me. So my ultimate goal was I was going to start it at least with one thread color and just kind of do like extreme cross country. Um, and so like no hoop, no scissors. Uh, I wanted to make copies to take um, so that like I wouldn't take the original and I wouldn't lose it. Um, but my printer sort of kind of crapped out on me. And well, it's not that it crapped out on me. It's we need ink, and I wasn't able to get to the store to get new ink. So what I did is I very painstakingly took the original, which is a front and a back. I used floss cross and I input it into floss cross. Now I got the first half done, and I got the first row done, but not everything below. But that was enough that I needed into floss cross because I was bringing it in a pattern keeper, so that I wouldn't have to bring the pattern. I still did because pattern keeper, you can't do blended colors, and it also doesn't seem to support quarter stitches and 3/4 stitches. So I had to use different symbols when there was 3/4 stitches, and I had to use, different symbol for a blend, and I needed to know what the blend was. So I did ultimately end up bringing the pattern with me, but just for references. Um, and so what I did, because here's as far as I got. I started with the darker green, which is like gosh, what is it? 7:30. And the flight from Denver to Pennsylvania, I did all of the dark green area. And then on the flight back, I sort of switched it up and I ended up working with two of the other greens. But this was what I was working on. It's coming along, but I'm going to be putting this away for quite a while. I'm going to finish working on my 4 main projects, and then I will work on finishing uploading this into Flosscross and then exporting it into Pattern Keeper. I did have a little bit of trouble when I exported it in full color. It came into Pattern Keeper absolutely perfectly, and I didn't have a problem, except I couldn't see the highlights. The colors were overriding any and all highlights, and I don't know if it's just a setting that I needed to turn on or off. But I went back into Flosscross and I exported it as a black and white version then. And when I pulled it into Pattern Keeper and I was choosing my symbols, it was actually saying that like 3 symbols were exactly the same, and they're not. So I was using the color version on the airplane and just sort of like scrolling way out to see where the highlights were, and then figuring out how many to count and jump. Another thing when I finish putting this into Floss Cross, I'm going to be changing the color of the lady's dress. Unfortunately, this is a old original like photo from 1988. I think the copyright is on this one. Might be 87. The colors just sort of look drab. They look kind of bland, and I think it's because of all of the green. It's like these olive green shades. They're all through the wreath. They're all through the flowers that go around the mirror, and they're in the bushes that are here beside her. And then her dress is all these same colors. So I decided that I will be changing the color of her dress. The rest of it, the wreath, the mirror, the bushes, that's all fine. But I'm going to be changing her dress color, and I'm going to be doing something much more brighter so that she stands out more from the wreath in the background. No, I didn't talk. So this fabric is 14 count Aida that came in one of those packets that came from something that I also got off of Facebook Marketplace. There was a whole bunch of them, and I've told everyone, I think at this point, that I don't want to stitch on white or cream Aida like ever again in my life if I can help it. So, and I knew that I wasn't going to have enough time to figure out a dye job and dye it. So I used one of those because this was like, I don't know if this color is like stone or oatmeal, but it wasn't white or cream Aida. And for that, I was extremely happy about. So those are the new things that I worked on. I wanted to show you some of the things that have come in recently, some stitchy mail. Like normally I do this at the beginning, but because there was no progress with my projects, I decided to start with them because it would be quicker to go through with them. So I told you a few weeks ago about getting bingo money and our wins, and some of the last few things of my bingo money came through, and then a couple of things that I saw on Mercari and eBay came too. So to finish out the things that I ordered with that bingo money, to finish out the things with bingo money, I got this really cute Bucilla kit that's the 4 seasons. I've not done one like this of the 4 seasons in one picture, so I'm really excited to eventually get to this, since this will be now put in my stash pile. And then this one was also one that was with bingo money. This one, I am positive that I did this kit. I had this kit. I've lost it over the years, and I'm pretty sure that I was at least halfway done with it from the last time that I put eyes on it. It's not in my basement, so I no longer have this in my possession. I don't know where it's at, and I don't ever remember finishing it. So coming across it on, I think I got this one on eBay, and I actually had it watched for a while. They had sent me an offer, but at the time it just wasn't, I didn't want it, but I sent them an offer later and they accepted my offer. So I got it for a little bit cheaper than what I wanted. I got this for like 15 and change because I didn't want to pay, like with shipping, I didn't want to pay more than like $15. And so for a little bit of change, I'm not bothered about, but I was really happy to get this, and it's, got it all. And this is not white or cream. And this is a full coverage piece, so I'm not going to bother dyeing this background simply because it's full coverage. Okay, so then I got, this was all one lot that I got off of Mercari. And I had told you before that I was kind of interested in a lot of the Paula Vaughn designs. And so I thought that I was just getting some Paula Vaughn, and then it came that it was a whole bunch of things. So I'm actually really excited about this, is alphabet letter cross stitches with the Looney Tune characters. It's really cute. It's really cute, and it's got the majority of the characters that people like Tweety and Marvin the Martian and Taz and Daffy Duck and of course Bugs Bunny. And then it's got like the entire gang where each one is a different letter. And then it's got some random letters. So you can write all kinds of things. I enjoy getting alphabet books because they can be so fun. You can do so many things. So also was some plastic canvas, also in the Looney Tunes, which is cool. I'll have some Halloween decorations. And looks like there's a Christmas Tweety Bird one. So, and then, so it came with this, which is a cross stitch and needlework exclusive design from Better Homes and Gardens. And it's very much Christmas themed. And then this book of 50 houseplants. And this is some of the backs. Orchids are one of my favorite. I've got a tattoo with orchids on it. And then this is a seasonal bouquet by Mary Jolene Baskin. Does it say on the inside? It's even got her signature on the inside. But there are some seasonal bouquets in here. There's definitely, it's a spring one. This one's probably more of a summer one. This one looks like more of a fall one. And I guess there's probably a winter one. Is there another like full picture in here? Okay. That's the other one. And then, oh, Marjolene Baston. That's her name. I also got two more. They are, this is the Spring in the Garden, which is this picture here. And the Four Seasons, which is this picture here. Upon first look, they almost look the same, but they're not quite. And then another bouquet. And then into the Paula Vaughns. So this is a huge book of Polyvon designs. And then I've got the Wedding Ring Bouquet by Polyvon. A Bouquet for Elizabeth by Polyvon. The Embroiderer by Polyvon. Polyvon's Bouquets and Blossoms, which again has a whole bunch of designs in it. And the Best of Polyvon, which also has a lot of Polyvon designs. So the lot that I got, I actually thought that it was just these couple of Polyvons, and then it came this huge, oh, and there was also some little clowns. I'm not particularly fond of the clowns. I may send that to someone or something. So like I said, I thought I was getting those couple of Polyvons, and then a whole bunch of stuff showed up. So I was like, wow, okay. And for the price, it was kind of amazing. And then when we were back home, I was really excited about going to Four Seasons Stitchery in Grantsville, Maryland. It was a store that my grandma took me to when I lived with her and when I was in high school. And what I remember is it wasn't like a huge store, but they did have some cross stitch stuff. Like that was the place that I got a bunch of my monk's cloth designs 20 years ago. And so I wanted to go back as an adult, see what they had, buy some stuff, that kind of thing. Well, the first thing that happened is my youngest daughter went in and fell in love with one of these quilting blocks, the big ones for like the center of the quilt. And she begged her father, please, Daddy, please. And then she batted her eyes. And so Daddy said, sure, I'll buy you that. And then says to me, what are you going to make with it? And I'm like, I don't know what I can make with it. I'm not a quilter. She wants a cape. And they actually gave us 2 cuts of it. So I got to figure out how to make a cape with one of them and then learn how to quilt so that the other one doesn't go to waste. And then I purchased, because I said I like alphabet books, I purchased an alphabet book. Now I thought, looking through this, it was just lovely. There are these lovely butterfly designs on the back. And I was kind of hoping for an idea on how to sign my pieces. And you've seen how I signed them before. Always so small, just a couple of blocks in the plainest possible stick writing. And last year with the Asian Splendor piece that I did, I decided I wanted to sign it like big and ostentatious so that, people can see my signature. So I've been looking for alphabet books for ideas on the best way for me to sign my pieces as big and ostentatiously as possible, because I want people to see it and know, because I'm proud of our art. These are butterflies, and I love it. So I got myself such a neat book, and then I also got myself this. It was cute. It was not an awful lot of money, and it comes with some little beads. I still need to purchase a few more beads, but it came with the flower shaped beads, which are like here in the picture. So these were what I got at Four Seasons Stitchery in Grantsville, Maryland. And if you're in that area and you've never been, I recommend that you go. The store is much bigger than I remember it being, and the cross stitch area is so much bigger than I've seen in other stitch stores, fabric stores. It's mostly fabric stores, you know. Like they had a whole like wall, not like a huge wall, but like it was like a wall, and it had like the things for you, all the books and patterns and stuff to sit down in. And it was also another side, and then in amongst the fabric stands they had cross stitch or embroidery, like the round ones that you can, you know, twist around and see what you like. And then they had so many different threads. Like I really wanted to get the threads, but I was like, I don't know if these are like local and hand dyed, and if I buy, you know, 4 hanks, 4 skeins, is it going to be enough for whatever project I use it for? I didn't want to have to run out and not be able to get a hold of the threads again. So I just kept it down to 2 things. And then my daughter wanted the fabric. So that's my update. That's how things have been going. I will be working now that I have more movement, so I have to keep working this way. I don't have any problem bending my wrist, but when I come back this way, this is where the limited movement is. So I have to keep working that, and stitching kind of helps, especially the way that I stitch. I stitch 2-handed, so it's, you know, I pull it up and I push it through and I do this one, and then I, you know, I do the things, the things that we all do. So that's everything. I should be back next Monday. Where's my phone? I don't think there's any days off. Let me see. Just real quick. Let me see. Yeah, next Monday, I don't have anything in my calendar, so I don't think it will be a problem filming on Monday like I normally do. So I have a little bit of progress on a couple of my pieces, and I will see everyone next week.